วัสดีครับพระอาจารย์ครับผม
Hello, welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Anyone who is interested is welcome to join. We shall start with our first participant, which is Suchi. Hi, Suchi. You're an early bird today.
Yes. Hello, Ajaan. It's good to see you.
Yes, good to see you too. How's your practice?
Yes, I'm happy that my practice is sustained. That is general mindfulness throughout the day and Samatha Bhavana, Samatha meditation. Just
Yes.
Samatha meditation. For about 15 to 20 minutes and walking about 10 minutes.
Yes, you have to do more.
I
If you can.
I have to.
You have to gradually build up your practice. And eventually, when you can get into jhana, that's the goal of samatha bhavana, is to enter into the fourth jhana, to get to equanimity. Once you have equanimity, your mind can resist the defilement, the cravings. Without the equanimity, it's hard to resist the cravings, the defilement. When you see with wisdom that is the defilement that's causing your suffering, but you can still not resist it. But with equanimity, your mind can remain still and not reacting to the cravings. So try to concentrate on mindfulness and meditation first. You have enough knowledge already, but the knowledge you have is not useful yet. You cannot use it to get rid of your suffering yet.
Yes. Yes, Tanaji.
You have any questions tonight?
No questions. I to pay respect and listen.
Okay.
Thank you,
You're
Tanaji.
welcome. Go to Mandy Smith. Mandy?
Good to see you. I hope you're well.
my meditation is going well. My mindfulness practice is doing well. Uh, I've followed most of the precepts except for eating afternoon, and I can see the use in not eating afternoon, and the body is more calm, and the meditation practice can go deeper. And thank you so much always for your teaching, and just here to pay respect and join the community. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Keep up your practice. Okay, next we'll go to Cove from California. Hi, Cove.
Hi, Ajaan. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
I want to ask about my meditation. These days, I experience some pity if I sit long enough, and then after that, I feel my body as sort of like the solidity of my body and sensations having to do with my body, um, but it feels deeper than the level of pity. And I was just wondering if there's anything I should do at that point.
You should not be concerned with your body. When you meditate, you want to still your mind. That's the goal of meditation. So ignore the body, whether the body feel painful or anything. Just don't bother with the body. Concentrate on your mindfulness. If you're using a mantra, stick to your mantra. If you're watching your breath, keep watching your breath and ignore everything until your mind becomes still. That's the goal of meditation. Well, because once the mind becomes still and it can become happy, very content, not happy, but it will have contentment, have equanimity. Then you can use this mind to assist your wisdom, knowledge about what causing you the suffering. And you'll find that it's your defilement that's causing you all the suffering. So you have to resist your defilement every time they come up. Every time you crave for something, you stop, not go for it, go against it. Just remain still,
Okay.
remain inactive. Don't have to react. Just be merely knowing. And you find that a peaceful, knowing mind is the best position for the mind to be.
Okay. Yes, that makes sense. Are the moments of stillness are still kind of sparse and spread out, and there's more movement in the mind than stillness. So I'll keep practicing.
You keep on concentrating on your meditation object. Focus on your meditation until you and the meditation object becomes one. The mind, the knowing, and the meditation object absorb each other, and nothing else come between them. And the mind will eventually become still, and then the the object of meditation will disappear. You won't need it once your mind becomes still. You don't have to watch your breath. You don't have to recite the mantra.
Is it true that sound and other sound should disappear at some point?
It can. It depends on how deep your meditation goes. Sometimes the whole body disappears from your awareness,
Mhm.
or your level is just a knowing floating in space, in emptiness, with contentment and equanimity.
Mhm. Okay, I'll strive for that. Thank you so
Okay,
much, Sanajan.
you're welcome. Next, Mike from New York. You're working today?
I am working today. Good evening, Ajaan.
Mhm.
Nice to see you. again. I was here last week, but then the week before that, I was on retreat at Wat Metta, and I had a really nice time. So that I feel like that was good for my meditation practice. I experienced a certain level of samadhi I haven't had experienced in a long time, and it was just nice to be with a sangha and a group of meditators and Dharma practitioners. Today, I wanted to ask about kind of how physical sensations get caught up with mental sensations. I was having, it definitely would be considered defilements. I was having feelings of animosity or betrayal feeling. And I noticed how that was kind of immediately associated with a part of my stomach and how my stomach was tightening up around kind of maybe this kind of feeling, whether the feeling was true or not. Beyond mindfulness, do you have any suggestions for kind of like working with these type of pains that are associated with mental feelings or like breathing through them?
Well, the best way is to use mindfulness. That's just a mantra. Just recite the mantra until the mind becomes still and the feeling disappear. Then after that, you can then investigate the cause of your mental, whatever that appears, what is causing it. Usually it's something about, usually you dislike something or you like something or you want something. Then you have to teach your mind to let go of this like or dislike and accept things as they are rather than try to manipulate them, manage them, or control them. They are natural phenomena, anatta, no self. But first you should calm your mind first, because you won't be able to teach your mind when you are emotional, and when the mind is emotional. So you have to stop the emotion first by reciting the mantra Bhutto Bhutto until the mind return to normality. Then you can then instruct the mind. First, investigate the cause of your emotion. What causing it to be like that? It's usually either craving for something or craving for not having something, craving for getting rid of something or craving for something, being or not being, or craving for sensual pleasure. Sometimes when you crave for sensual pleasures and you cannot get it, then you can be emotionally disturbed. So first, you have to calm your mind first. And when the mind is calm like now, then you can sit and investigate what happened, what was the reason for your emotional upheaval. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Anything else?
That's all. Just paying my respects. Thank you so much, Ajaan.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Kenneth, professor from Switzerland.
Good afternoon, Ajaan.
Are you teaching today? Are you day off?
I don't have any teaching today.
Are you still on your sabbatical?
No, the spring semester started yesterday, so it's the beginning
Okay.
of a session.
Mm.
But I'm planning to go part-time from this summer.
Mm.
Just making the arrangements at a moment, which would mean
Time is running out.
I don't have much
Yeah,
time.
as the day passes on, life is shorter. Life becomes shorter. The age becomes longer, but the life has become shorter.
Yeah, so I'm making arrangements. I'm going to rather than stopping suddenly, just winding down gradually. I think that'd be something I could handle.
The Buddha's last words was, life is short. Don't be complacent. Try to make the best out of it before you lose it, you know.
Yeah. So far, the last 2 years, I've given up quite a lot of responsibilities, and I'm now going part-time. So it's going in the right direction.
Yes, all you need is just enough to eat to survive physically. Any surplus, you won't be able to take it with you anyway when you die.
Yeah, I think I've got enough to cover the basics. If I give up, it's stop now. So it's okay. So I'll be planning to reduce the working time and have a lot more time free for the practice. So I found that mixing full-time working with practice, it's like a roller coaster going up and down. And
when you work, you have to use your thoughts. Yeah. When you
Yeah.
meditate, you want to stop your thoughts, so they're going in the opposite direction.
Yeah, and I find that more and more frustrating. I want to get a more consistent practice going. So that's the plan. If it works out, that'll be from summer onwards.
You have any questions?
I have no questions today, Ajaan.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'll go to Also Sim from Penang, Malaysia.
Good evening, Tan Ajahn. My
What can I
practice
do
is
for
going
you?
well.
Okay.
I've been practicing every day, but my knee is giving me problem, and I also got problem
That's
painful,
old age, yeah.
aging.
Aging, sickness coming after, right after it. Then death will be eventually the final destination for the body.
Right.
Just contemplate and be ready to accept it. If you can accept it, then there will be no suffering, no pain.
I let it be.
Yeah.
I let it be. When I meditate, most of the time I go into samadhi, then only the knowing mind and the body disappear. Then after that, throughout the day is contemplation sometimes comes naturally. Throughout the day, a few times the thoughts of death will come up. Then I'll think of my sister-in-law who is sick, critically ill. Then I think I may be like her one day. Then I will be like her, then get sick and maybe then face death. Then I'm thinking of the four elements when I die, go into separate. This one. Is that natural, I think?
What natural?
Huh?
The body?
No, the contemplation comes out by itself.
Well, it becomes habitual. Once you start to do it a lot, it becomes habitual. Every time you think of the body, you think of the three characteristics of existence: anicca, anatta, and dukkha if you cling to it. If you don't cling to the body, then there will be no dukkha.
The death contemplation keep coming out throughout the day. Is that also?
Good, because the Buddha said you should contemplate death all the time, every breath. When you breathe in, when you don't breathe out, you die. You see. When you breathe out and you don't breathe in, you die.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't forget and prepare yourself for this eventuality. Once you're prepared, once you're ready, once you can accept it, then there will be no suffering, no dukkha.
This New Year, Chinese New Year, my ex-colleagues, my college mate, my classmates all keep asking me to go out for lunch. Then I decline. I don't want to go out for lunch. Then my friends say they keep asking about me. Then one of my friends say you must call her up because she's keep asking about you. You are not going for the function. Then I say you continue to stay at home and refuse to join the gathering. One day you become an introvert.
You say you're happy, just tell them you're happy. Doesn't matter what you are, as long as you are happy.
Then she says, you have a family, you are not like others who are single, they can walk the path. I just kept quiet.
If people won't understand if they haven't practiced and if haven't experienced the peace and calm from meditation. They have to have company, they have to have activities to keep them happy. And they don't know that there's a better way of keeping yourself happy through meditation. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn,
Next,
for your teaching.
Aparajita from Dubai. How's your practice?
Practice. I am practicing, and it's going as it is. I realize more what you say, that just stick to one thing. That's not easy, but that is the key. So I'm working
Yes.
on it.
Be mindful of what you do all the time, all day long. Don't let your mind go think about the past or the future. Reality is now, here and now. It's not tomorrow or it's not yesterday.
Yes.
So be with the reality. Stop thinking. Just be merely knowing. It's your thought that creates all the suffering or stress and anxiety. Once there are no thought, then your mind become calm and peaceful, even when you're not meditating. So maintain mindfulness all the time. This is the key practice. Once you have continuous mindfulness, you can then meditate successfully.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Next, Deg Genso from Penang.
To pay respect. No question.
Okay. Rohini from the UK.
Good evening, Ajaan. No questions today. I just want to pay my respect and listen to the talk.
You are still practicing.
Yes, yeah, my practice is going well. I am mindful most of the time, but not 100%. Yeah,
Try to make it
Ajaan.
more
Yeah.
continuous.
Yeah, I try to be mindful all the time, but the something or the other, not my own problems, my family issues,
Mm.
Yeah, disturb my mindfulness. So, but as Ajahn advised how important it is, so I'm trying to be mindful all the time. But I do sitting meditation about 3 to 4 hours a day, or on average. So
Good. The more you meditate, the better will your
yeah,
mind be.
uh,
Mindfulness is the preparation for meditation. But you need
yeah,
to meditate to get to the real result. The best result is from your meditation.
yes. Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you for your teaching and guidance.
Okay,
And
you're welcome.
I feel I improved a lot than last year. So I keep practicing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Next, Celia from Peru. You tried to come in last time and couldn't make it, huh?
Yeah, tried. I think I came, but yeah, I had to
Can you
leave.
speak louder, please?
Oh, yes. Can you hear me there?
Okay,
Can you
better
hear me
now.
well?
Yeah, better now.
Okay, I will speak a little bit closer. So, yes, I do have a question for you today. It's about death and the loss of loved ones, particularly the person that you love the most, no? That you have built your life around this person. So many times I just say, and in this session you also said it, that you have to accept your own death and the death of loved ones, no?
Yes.
But what does exactly mean accepting, no? Like, how can you do that without feeling much pain and grief, no? Because I understand that there's a big sense of self involved in this, no? It's like, it's my body that is going to disappear if I die. And it's the fear of where will I go in my next life. And of course, I'm grieving that my mother is going to die, no? So it makes me feel that only arahants can actually accept these things without any pain or grief because they don't have any sense of self, no? And I'm thinking about Ananda Arahant, who dearly grieved the death of the Buddha, and he was already a Sotapanna then, no? So
Yes.
if he was a stream enter and still he felt so much pain and grief with the death of somebody who was so close to him, what is there left for us, no? So we're just like common worldlings. So my question is it really possible for an enlightened being like us to accept death and the loss of a loved one? Or for us, it's more about managing the pain and the grief that these things will cause, no?
Well, it depends on how strong your attachment to the person is. The stronger the attachment, the stronger the pain when the separation happens. The less attachment, then the less pain. Also, the preparation. If you constantly keep reminding yourself that one day you will have to be separate, they have to be separate from you, and you gradually will absorb this knowledge into your consciousness. So you're prepared to actually meet the eventuality, and there'll be less pain or no pain at all. But shedding tears doesn't mean you grieve. Sometimes you shed out of what we call dispassion or something like what the word of looking at understanding the fact of life, that life is like this, But it doesn't mean that you grieve or anything like that, but you just feel that life is sad, put it that way.
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot in that, in, I don't know, having a body, having to maintain the body, having to lose all people that you meet sooner or later. Like there's a lot of sadness in, I
Yeah.
don't know, it's not comfortable.
Because we
Yeah.
use the word dukkha, the life is dukkha, birth is
Yes, yes,
dukkha,
yes, yes,
aging, sickness, and death is dukkha. Separation from the ones you love is dukkha.
yes.
It's a sad
But
story, really. That's what it means. Life is like a
yes, yes,
sad
yes, yes.
story.
And the worst is the other day I was reading this that we volunteered to come here and we keep on volunteering and volunteering to keep this story going and going on and going on. So I don't know, it's very stressful. It's stressful to know. I mean, not all of us have the good conditions to be able to do more to get out of this, no? I think I told you this some sessions ago. But well, coming back to my question, so it is possible for us, for unenlightened beings, to actually not have any pain or grief if
Maybe
it's
not
somebody
as
who we are very much attached
well. You see,
to?
you see people how they react to death. Some people reacted strongly, and some react not as so strong. So each individual will react differently depending on how much they accept the reality of it.
I had an aunt which it didn't seem that she had a lot of pain and grief. She died of cancer many years ago, but she took it even better than all the rest of the people who were around her. But
Yes.
so it doesn't have to do then with a sense of self. It's not inevitable that we will have find pain and grief with our own death and with the death of our most loved person, no? That we are very much attached to.
It's not only pain about death, it's about fear of death that is
Yes.
that is always in the back of your mind every time you think about death. And this one is much harder to get rid of. You have to become a sotapana to be able to get rid of this fear of death.
Death.
But feeling sad about
And a
death,
loss of
this is not as painful. The fear of death is constantly behind in your mind. That makes you not happy, not being able to be happy.
yes.
Once you
One can manage this
if-
sadness, no?
pardon me.
Continue.
A
Continue, please.
Sotapana can get rid of the fear of death. He has no fear of death. But if you lose someone he loves, if you want to shed a few tears, that's possible. But not grieving, just feeling sad. That's all. Not to the point where a person can no longer remain normal, you know.
Ah, okay, I get it.
You can
So
remain
grieving means
normal. Yeah. It depends on how you grieve. If you grieve until you become abnormal, you cannot function normally, then this is painful suffering, you know. But if you just feel sad, you know, losing a few tears, but you could and you continue on with life as normal, as nothing has happened.
you have to be a Sotapanna for that, or you can all of us, like we haven't had any attainment, we can also get to that point.
It's more important about yourself than other people. So I cannot.
Yes, I'm thinking to myself actually.
Yeah.
So
So
is it possible that with the practice I will get to a point that
yeah.
I can see myself not grieving forever, but yes, and just feeling sadness for the loss of a loved one or feeling stressed by my own death, but not making such a big issue about that.
That's
Is it
right.
possible?
You can still function normally, as if nothing has happened.
Yes.
It's like watching a
Okay.
sad movie, and once the movie is past, you shed a few tears and then you move on. You know.
With death, your own death is a little bit more difficult, no? Because I can imagine, as you say, if I think if my death, yes, it's sad, but if you're faced with death, it's a complete different story because you have to accept, you have no choice. No? One thing is to just think about it and it's in your imagination and you can play with that. But when you have no option and you have it face to face, it's very difficult, no?
Yes, you
Then it's
need
when the
to.
practice shows.
You need the equanimity for meditation to keep your mind stable, not being affected by the the by death. You know.
But it can be done. Yeah, I get your point now about acceptance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about what exactly acceptance meant. But
Acceptance,
everybody says
just
that.
really do nothing, you know, and let it happen. Like accepting the snow, accepting the rain, accepting the wind. What can you do? You couldn't stop them, right? If it's gonna
Yeah, but
rain, if
those
it's
things
gonna
like,
snow, what can you do?
but it's not my rain, it's not my snow, so I can let that be. But when it's your thing, yes, it's more difficult. Yeah.
Well, that's why you have to use wisdom. The Buddha said the body is not you. The body is just the formation of the four elements, and it came from your father and mother. You have no part in this body at all. If you search the 32 parts of the body, you won't find yourself in the body. So you have to do some investigation to convince yourself that there's no you in the body. All you have is the 32 parts, which are made from the four elements. You are the knowing element, you're the fifth element that possess this body or take control of this body by sending the stream of consciousness to attach to the five sensual organs of the body, and then direct the body to do whatever you want it to do. You and the body is like a puppet, and you're the puppet master, the puppeteer. It's you who tells the body to say things, to do things, to if you don't say anything, if you don't have the body to do anything, it won't be able to do anything. It waits for your order. So you have to understand the relationship between you and your body. You are not the body, you are the user of the body, like a driver of an automobile.
Yeah.
Whatever happens to the body of the automobile doesn't happen to the driver, right?
Yeah. I should use that contemplation like for the rest of my of my life. I think it's a very useful contemplation, isn't it?
Yes, but you tend to forget. See. After a while,
Yes.
you get you get absorbed into the old way of thinking. I'm the body
Yeah.
is me. But this is why the Buddha asks us to constantly investigate the nature of the body as being anatta, no self, not yourself. But
For
you won't
that,
be
it's
able to do
okay
it.
if we just please continue.
But you won't be able to do it because your mind is not strong enough. Because your mind is usually being led by your defilement, your delusion. So you have to develop more mindfulness to pull the mind away from the delusion. And
Trying,
most
I
of the
just
time, your
trying.
mind is being directed by the delusion, not wisdom. So
Yes.
you first must rescue the mind from the delusion by using mindfulness to stop thinking, because most of your thoughts are being driven by your delusion. Once you could stop, then the next step is to direct it to think in the direction of wisdom, to contemplate, to investigate the three characteristic nature of the body. And you have to do it all the time until it becomes habitual, becomes part of your consciousness.
Again, and for that, is it okay to do a suba during the day in the sense of, well, I do anyway a little bit of the suba in the recollecting the 32 parts of the body before I go to my proper meditation on the breath or the mantra, because
Well,
that
see,
helps me still a little bit the mind.
you can
But
use
also
it.
during the day,
You have to
just
use it eventually because it's part of the contemplation to get rid of your attachment to the body, other people's body. The,
but
the,
for that is
the,
very helpful. Yes, please.
the first part is to get rid of your attachment to your own body first. And then once you have got rid of your attachment to your own body, then you then want to start to get rid of your sexual desire for other people's body. When you see a body as attractive, then your sexual desire can come up. So to prevent it from coming up, you have to look at everybody as being a corpse or contain the 32 parts. Then your sexual desire will not be able to come up. So it's a different purpose of contemplation or investigation. First, you want to investigate the nature of the body as being anicca, impermanent, temporary. It's changing all the time from birth to death. Eventually, this is the journey of the body. So that you can then accept, whether you accept it or not, that's what's going to happen. If you don't want to face it, you get dukkha. If you want to face it calmly, then you have no dukkha. And to be able to face it calmly, you need equanimity for meditation to do it. Right now, you will not be able to do it because your mind react too strongly to this knowledge of death.
Yeah.
So when you want to calm your mind, you can use any type of object. If you're using mind, a supa can calm your mind, you can use that. But it's not for the purpose of wisdom yet. You just want to calm your mind down.
Yeah. And during the day, yesterday, for example, I was watching these videos. Also, the video that you have in your playlist of these from going from birth until death. I mean, all the way the lifetime of a person.
Yes.
It's really good. And also these Asuba images or videos of autopsies that are quite strong. I think that's incredibly helpful. But I really don't need it in terms of, well, I don't need it much in terms of sensual or sexual desire towards one person. I just wanted to see how my body understands a little bit that body in itself. Is that okay also to use those things? 'Cause sometimes it's a little bit strong. I don't get sad or depressed or anything like that, but I don't know. Is it okay to anyway continue watching those videos?
Oh, yes, they're useful. They remind you the fact that the body is constantly changing, moving from birth to death. It never stops changing. Every second is changing. Every second it becomes older, right? But the change is so minute you cannot see it right away. But if you take a photo of you now and 5 years from now, you can see there's a lot different.
Yeah. It's impossible to feel the change, but when you see the pictures, you see, oh, wait, I have actually changed a lot. Yeah.
That's right. So you look back at the time of your photo when you were a child and now. It's almost like two different person, right? But it's actually the same body, but it has grown up. And then one day when we get old, like the old lady or people you see, your body will also
I'm
be
already
like
becoming
that.
these old people. Yeah,
Yeah,
the wrinkles and the loss
yeah,
of white hair that before I didn't have so much, and now they're everywhere. Yeah, I'm already passing towards the elderly side. Now I
yeah,
understand the pain in the articulations and all that. Yes,
yeah.
it's
You
strong.
want you
Yeah,
want to see it until your mind will not reject it. Will accept it. That this is the truth of the body. And when that happens, then there will be no dukkha when you come across it.
little by little.
Yeah,
That was all, Ajahn.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
But you need meditation also. Without meditation,
Yes,
your
I'm
mind will
trying.
not, your mind will react very negatively toward this fact, this knowledge.
I
You
know.
want
I'm
to have
trying to meditate as much
meditation,
as possible.
and so that the mind can
Yeah.
remain calm and then accept this truth calmly and not hurting the mind.
So
Okay.
mindfulness and meditation. Yes,
Yes, first of
Rajan.
all, first stage of practice is mindfulness and meditation. Then you go to wisdom. Yeah. The Buddha
Thank you,
said that
Rajan.
the Buddha said that morality supports meditation. Meditation support wisdom. Wisdom support the liberation from dukkha for the mind. This is how this Dhamma works. You start with morality, then you go to meditation, then you go to wisdom, then you go to liberation or enlightenment. Okay, so
Okay,
check
many
yourself
thanks,
out.
Ajahn.
Where are you now? Can you keep the precept all the time, or you still breaking some of them? Yeah.
I actually have some questions about it, but I will leave that for next sessions. I will try to,
Especially
yeah, but
the
yeah, I think
especially
it's
the
not bad.
the eight precept. If you want to meditate successfully, you need to keep the eight precepts.
I keep them once in a week. Last week no, it was actually 6 precepts only that I said for 3 days. But yes, I think like once a week by now, because yeah, I live with my mother. There's lots of things to
Yeah,
do.
you can
It's
start with
difficult.
once a week, but eventually you want to move up, increase to twice a week, three times a
Ah,
week, and so forth. If you want to advance in your practice, eventually
I
you want to
definitely
keep
want to
every
advance.
day, every day.
Okay, that's more difficult. Not because I don't want to, because of logistics.
If keeping the precept is difficult, what about getting rid of your attachment to your body? It's so much more
Yeah.
difficult.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Yes, I get that.
Yeah,
Okay. I will take that into account.
yeah. Do step do step by step. Starting from first grade and move to second grade, third grade, even. Okay.
I will, Ajahn.
All right.
Many thanks.
You're welcome.
Many thanks for your
Next,
time. Be well.
Philip from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. Adeline is busy again, I guess.
Yes, Guyun Tanjan. She is in the other room listening, I think, via another device. Everything is calm, everything is quiet. But surprisingly, tonight, the topic that everyone is asking, I actually have a question with regards to the practice of death contemplation, which is, I believe, is Sati, right?
Yes.
I have been, I mean, a while back, I was taught a way to do death contemplation after that you have achieved like certain calmness in your meditation. Is there any prescribed way to do it? I mean, I was taught that you were to imagine yourself at birth, you can die at childbirth, and then as a kid, at the peak of your life, and then old age, sickness, you can also die at any time and things like that. Also over I mean that was how I was taught. Is there any prescribed way? Because I have gone through the internet and things like that. There are many teachers who have actually taught. I won't say differently, but same uh, same goal, but a bit maybe a different approach. Is there any advice that Thanajan can give on that type of contemplation or meditation?
Well, simple. Just teach yourself, tell yourself that that can happen to you anytime. Right now, you predict yourself that you're gonna live for until 80 or 90, right? But that's not true though. It can happen tonight, it can happen tomorrow. Nobody knows. So it's to be to be to be careful, to be not reckless. Then you have to presume that life could end anytime. That's the best way of contemplation. Like he taught the Venerable Ananda that when you breathe in, when you breathe in and you don't breathe out, you die. Or when you breathe out and you don't breathe in, you die. So that is between your in breath and out breath, really. And it can happen anytime. At the age of 10, at the age of 20, who knows, But it's prudent assume that it can happen to you now. So that way you feel things it is immediate to you. So it can have impact on your decision on what you should be doing now.
Tanajan, I mean, I mean, to an extent that the mindfulness of the thoughts, the feelings of the cessation of the feelings on a daily basis, how like happiness, sadness arises, things like that, you know, um, I on a daily basis, I also can notice the I would say the death of the thoughts, the going away of the happiness, the going away of the sadness, and you know
This, I think this feeling are not so important. It doesn't have a strong impact on your mind, like aging and death. I mean, like sickness and death. So better to contemplate on sickness that you can get cancer any time, who knows when, or some problem with your organs, kidney, or liver, or the heart. Just think of it that it can happen anytime. And that is also can happen anytime. And try to teach your mind to accept it. See. Once you can accept it, embrace it, then you won't have no dukkha. You can say, okay, I'm ready to get cancer today. I'm ready to die today.
Mm, mm,
That's the way to contemplate. Ask yourself, are you ready yet? Are you ready? Have you packed your belongings ready to go take on a plane today?
mm. So surprisingly, Tanajan, I thought I would be like scared or turn off by it, but once the mind is calm and I go through this I wouldn't say imagination, but go through this contemplation, I will die, I can die now, I can die of sickness, anytime now, the last breath is that, and so on and so forth. The it's more peaceful than anything. I mean,
Right now it's not real yet. You're just preparing yourself. You're doing the homework, preparing your mind to go and face the real thing. Then you have to go and expose your body to some some risk, some danger. And like going to the forest by yourself, in the jungle by yourself, like being a monk, and go and then see how your mind react to when you hear some wild animals sound
mm,
nearby. See how your mind react. If your mind can still, yeah, okay, I'm ready to die. If a tiger gonna come and eat me, I'm ready to accept it. Then okay, then this is real thing. See, but right now when you do it at home, in a safe environment, you don't know yet whether when you are exposed to the real thing, can you remain calm and peaceful like you are at home. So you have to still expose. You have to go and take the test. It's like the boxer. Before you go out into the ring, you practice first, right? You box with your trainer. Then when the day comes for you to go and challenge your challenger, you have to go into the ring and face your challenger. That's different. See?
mm.
Boxing with your trainer and boxing with your challenger is different.
Understand, Tanajan.
So right now you don't know yet, see, whether how you would react to the real situation. So if you want to know, then you have to go and find out.
Go and find a tiger.
Yeah. That's why
Yeah,
you hear lots of story about forest monk going into the forest
yeah.
to face wild animals, to see how they react. If they're ready to let the wild animal eat them or kill them, then their mind will remain calm and peaceful. If they are not, then the mind will become agitated and restless and fearful.
Yeah, also because of modernization, in this era, right? I don't think there are a lot of wild animals left. Yeah,
Well, then you have to maybe face some accidental situation like a car crash or something like that, and see how you react to the situation before you die. Okay.
Okay, Ajaan.
But
Thank you.
right now, you just want to teach your mind that the body, you're going to lose the body. It's just a matter of how or when. That's all. And then if you want to find out whether you're ready to lose the body or not, then you have to expose the body to some form of danger. Okay.
Yes, Tanajan.
Next, Alvin, also from KL.
Namaskar, Tanajan. Tanajan, I was just listening to one talk on this. I think you have mentioned before, so this word, this celebration, the Dhamma Opanaiko, is saying that you bring it into your heart. Is it similar to Vipassana, Tanajan?
Well, it means bring your mind and the heart have to be the one who experience it directly. So you want to bring wisdom into your heart, you have to expose your body to fear, to danger, and to see whether you can have the fearless Dhamma come into your heart.
I see. I see. Okay, so basically, is to experience it with
Yeah.
wisdom, right?
Yeah, if you're in a normal place, not safe place, you won't be able to know whether you're fearless or not, right?
Yes, yes, yes. We always think that it's always easier to meditate in a familiar place as well. Right? So, yeah, whenever you go out there, you feel a bit more fear. That's what I experience. Yeah. Unfamiliar places, the fear will arise for me. So it's harder for me to meditate. I mean, in places that I'm not familiar with, uh, and if even in a monastery that I used to go to, because I'm not familiar with. But at home, it's so much easier for me to meditate, Manager.
Yes, but it's still a safe zone for you, see.
Yes.
You haven't yet exposed yourself to danger to find out whether you can still remain calm, like when you're in your safe zone or not.
Yes. Yes. Thanks, Manager.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next, Rick Cooper. Hi, Rick.
Morning, Ajaan.
Yes.
Hope you're healthy. Thank you for your teaching. I appreciate it.
You're
It's
welcome.
a little chilly here in Ohio. It's 10 degrees below Fahrenheit today.
Oh, very cold.
We just had about 10 inches of snow over the weekend. Just an update, the doctor has almost given me a clean bill of health now since my heart surgery, so things are coming along pretty good. I went back to some body contemplations, and for months I just kind of lived by the mantra, not me, not mine, not myself, because I had to keep the mind separate from focusing on the body. So to go back into body contemplations has been a challenge. There was a lot of pain that came up that had just been lying there, I suppose, with neglect of my not looking at it. And as I looked at it, I thought, gosh, I am hurting so bad. But that has passed now, and back in full swing.
The goal is to let go of your attachment to your body, to see that your body is not you. It doesn't belong to you. Like the mantra that you recite, not me, not mine, not myself.
Yeah, and I felt very, very encouraged through those 6, 8 months. It's been 9 months now. So for the first 6 months, I had detached the mind. This mind had detached from this body quite a bit, and I wasn't really feeling a lot of what nurses and doctors were expecting me to feel. Um, so it was nice. It took a lot of discernment, and so with the mindfulness and discernment comes that satipan, pana, yeah,
Satipanya, yes,
panya,
satipanya.
yeah. I have a question for you, Ajahn. I read a lot. I noticed that you translated some talks by Ajahn Mahabua.
Yes,
Is that correct?
yes, that's right.
Did you practice with him as well?
Oh, yes, I practiced with him for almost 9 years.
9 years.
Yes,
That's wonderful.
live in his monastery. But my first year, after my ordination, about six weeks after my ordination, I went and stayed with him for nearly
Oh,
9 years.
that's wonderful. That's wonderful. What a blessing. I love his conversations about getting so elated with the radiance of the cheetah, only to discover that it was avijja.
Yes, it's not real.
Right, right.
Mm.
So, well, thank you and appreciate your teachings.
Okay, you're welcome. Hope you advance and benefit from your practice.
Thank you.
Okay. Next step from Oregon. Is it -10 also there?
No, it's actually quite nice. It's rainy but 50, so I can't complain. Yeah.
Quite a swing, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
Within the same
We do it with
country, just a few
we
1,000
do it
miles
the next.
away. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I did have a question today. I have a good sitting practice, and I've been doing a lot better with my mindfulness, but I don't do any walking meditation. Is that something that I should be doing?
When you need to, if you don't need to, then you don't have to.
So it's not
People,
necessary?
not if you only practice just a few hours a day, then you don't really need to. But if you practice all day, then you have to change your posture. You cannot sit all the time. So after you sit for a long time, you feel tired, or your legs become numb, and your body doesn't want to be sitting. Then you have to stand up or walk, do different posture of meditation.
What is your instruction for walking?
Just be mindful, either with a mantra or with your walking. Watch your
So
step.
what I used to do is I'd be like lift, move, step. And then I heard a Dharma teacher say, if you're doing it like that, you're doing it wrong. So I just wanted to know like what I was supposed to be doing as I was walking.
Just be mindful of your step, left, right, left, right. That's all you need to do.
Don't have to be too, so I was probably like overthinking it. Okay.
Yeah. The goal is to prevent your mind from running away to think about other things. That's all. If you have to keep watching your step, then you cannot go think about other things.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. That answers my question.
But some teacher teach the lifting up of your foot and then placing it down and lifting up. That if you want to do that is also okay. If you can
It
keep
feels
your
like too much
mind.
thinking
Too
to
much
me.
thinking, yeah.
Yeah.
It's better just to observe rather than think about it.
Yes. Okay. That was my question. Okay.
Like when you observe your breathing, your breath. So when you're not sitting, it's difficult to watch your breath. So you watch your step instead.
Yeah.
It's the same way. It's like watching your breath when you walk, when you watch your step instead.
That makes sense to me. Okay.
Yeah. Some people use mantra for all posture. Sitting, they use mantra. Walking, they use mantra.
That's what I was wondering.
That's
Okay.
also possible.
Okay. That makes sense to me. Sorry.
How many dogs you have?
I have 2 dogs.
2 dogs.
I thought I could get away with like feeding them before I would come on, but then no, we're in the middle of it. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, did I lose you?
It's freeze. Maybe it's me.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
You're
Came
back
back.
on.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you. That was all I had
Okay.
for today.
All right. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Go to Marco now. Hey, Marco, can you hear me?
Hi, Ajaan. Yes, I can hear you. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
I'm good. I would want to ask you 2 things. One, I would like to report first my homework, and then I have a doubt that I would like to clarify.
Okay.
Homework, meditation is going well. Walking meditation is going well. Steady progress. I do realize that, and this is actually where my doubt comes in. I have a feeling that because I'm so actively trying to be mindful throughout the day, even during work, that I feel quite tired at the end of the day. And I have a feeling it's because the thinking of work, but then more the realizing of that I'm thinking at work. And if you have an advice for that, because I feel physically tired because of the constantly trying to observe what's happening. Is that too much forcing to be mindful? Because I really don't want to let the mindfulness go at all.
Yeah, you have to use the middle path, not too intense and not too relaxed, somewhere in between.
And the best way to find the middle path is because I'm
Just
terrified of
make
not
sure that you don't
letting
become
go too much.
stressful. Just make sure you don't
Okay.
become stressful. If you become stressful, then you're overdoing it.
Okay. Yeah, then I don't think that it's stress per se, because I don't feel that tired. It's just that I'm observing that I feel tired, and then because I sleep really well, and I have the feeling that the cheetah just continues working during my sleep as well. Because I dream often now that I've started doing the practice, and often about things that I'm, yeah, how do you say, meditating on, which is good, I think. One of the things I wanted to ask you as well is the descriptions that I've read so far about the kilesas, about the defilements, and then being part of the chitta. Is it fair to explain them as if they're kind of like parasites living within and trying to grow in strength and absorbing basically the all the sensual inputs, the sensory inputs that we're using and using those to keep growing?
There are germs like a virus in your body. They
Mm.
cause you the sickness of the body. Defilement cause the sickness of the mind, cause you to have stress, anxiety, worries, and all these bad feelings. They are caused by your defilement, your greed, hate, and delusion.
And they're inside and they grow based on what you give
So
them, right? So if you
the,
feed them,
if you feed them, they become stronger and stronger.
yeah,
If you want to get rid of them, then you stop feeding them. Stop following them. If they want you to go to a movie, you say no, I'll go to the temple instead.
yeah, and it's true that in the beginning, so I noticed that the very gross defilements are relatively easy to find now, but the more I'm practicing and the more I'm abstaining from watching movies, etc., which I've been doing for months now, I'm noticing the more finer things, which are underneath, and they're brought up, and I noticed that the fact that I find them agitates me, so I really want to get rid of them, and then I also know that by being so eager in trying to get rid of them, I might stretch it. So again, it's the middle path, right? So how do I observe them, accept that they're there, but at the same time destroy them and kill them because I
You
want to
have to
get rid of
use
them.
you have to use the three characteristics to destroy them.
Okay, just to
And the
see
Four
that they
Noble
come up.
and the Four Noble Truths. The Four
Mm,
Noble Truths teaches us that our suffering or our mental stress comes from the defilement, from our own cravings, our lust, uh, greed, or anger.
yeah,
And in order to stop them, you have to look at the object of your craving. Then the object of your cravings are impermanent. They cannot give you permanent satisfaction. Sooner or later, they can turn into dissatisfaction because they change.
yeah. And by holding on to the practice like I've been doing, I feel good when I do the practice. And actually, at the same time, I think there's some kind of fear out there that if I would even try to relax just a little bit, that I might fall back into old habits, even though
It's a
I,
good
I
fear. It's a good fear.
yeah,
Makes you more careful. More.
yeah, that's something that I've also tried to hold on to in a positive way. It's like because I do feel the fruits of the practice so far, and at the same time, I'm kind of harsh on myself because I'm going like, well, I've been doing this for months. Why am I not seeing in my meditation more results? And at the same time, like, but whenever the results do come up, it's not the results that are supposed to come up. And what I mean with that is I realize that I'm making my own barriers when I'm in my meditation.
You're
So
craving,
every,
see, you're craving
yeah,
for result, which you shouldn't do because when you crave for result and you don't get it, then you can have disappointment or stress.
yeah, exactly. And then when I'm in that point, then I'm actually going back to my breathing. I observe the breathing, and then actually then afterwards I feel better. So it's like I'm slapping myself on the fingers for wanting to get more results, and by that actually seeing the results. That's, I don't know, it feels like
Yeah,
running a marathon and you have to do
it,
your practice.
it's not your place to expect or to crave.
No.
Your place is to keep on doing the practice, doing the work.
Yeah, that has to
And
be part of the being itself, right?
and
Every day I
sometimes right, and sometimes the result come fast and sometimes they come slowly. Uh, Just don't pay attention to the result. Don't just pay attention to the work that you have to do, whether you're
yeah,
doing the work or not.
I think my biggest fear is I don't want to come back. I don't want to go through the whole cycle again. I think I'm seeing the suffering in it so in so many aspects that I'm done with it. So I want to do my practice properly and reach
Yes.
that point.
Yeah. Good. Just think about aging, sickness, and death all the time. They're your future. They're waiting for you. So it can
Yeah,
make you afraid to come back again.
what one of the things I was contemplating that I just don't understand about, and again, this is thinking of course, but what I don't understand about this, the one point everybody's like afraid of the dying bit, whereas if you know what happens afterwards and you're gonna come back, it's actually worse. So it would actually be better if you just worry only about the dying bit. So why is it like this that you have this fear in deep inside yourself, whereas I do feel certainty that there's way more that I have to worry about afterwards. That's why I follow my practice as well. That's why I don't want to come back anymore. Because what if in the last moment I'm not going to be mindful? My rebirth is going to be not beneficial. It's going to be difficult. I don't even want to take that risk anymore. So, but then where does this fear come from? It's strange, and that's the bit I don't understand yet. But it's not mine to know at this point yet. I'm just going to keep on following the practice. I'm not going to fall back, and I'm not going to lapse in taking it easy. I don't want to. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, the goal is to stop our cravings. That's all.
Yeah.
Once there are no craving left, then there will be no rebirth.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Thank you. No, I'm curious if my son is gonna ask certain questions tomorrow. So he was, yeah, it's been interesting to talk with him and see some of the things I was mentioning the last week to you as well. I think I'm seeing a lot of my own, how do I say, character flaws in him, which is on the one hand a good thing to see because at least I can guide him, but at the same time it feels frustrating because I also know he doesn't know what it will bring, even though it's his own path. And this is one of the things in suffering that I see being a parent. Like you see what's happening to him, you see the steps he's taking, and some decisions that he makes, you know that they're not the beneficial ones. But at the same time, they're his to make, and it's difficult to have the craving in that to actually not to kind of protect him from those steps. Whereas then I'm seeing him as my son again, and if I then think about, well, let's say that he was the neighbor's kid or somebody else's, well, then why wouldn't I feel like that? So it's again back to myself. I see him as part of me, and that's why I now worry about him. Whereas of course I have my responsibilities, but it's not wise to hold on into that depth. But it's very difficult to live in an environment where you see that being a parent has certain expectations. But if you want to be a true Buddhist and see convention for what it is, you sometimes also have to let go of that bit, and it's a very difficult line to find, I think. And I do think about those things a lot.
Well, it's your defilement nature to want the thing that you possess to be good and last.
Yeah.
Whether
Yeah.
your body or other people's body or money or anything. If you possess them, you want to keep them, right? You don't want them to go away from you.
True.
And you want them to be good. But sometimes you
Yeah.
cannot force things. I always look at
True.
everything like the weather.
Yeah.
They can change.
And it can be predicted 100%, right? That's the other thing.
Mm. Anything can
True.
happen to them, to
Yeah.
me, to you. Yeah.
True. True.
We are like walking on a tightrope. We can fall off anytime.
Yeah. So let's stop walking on the tightrope, right?
That's life. See, life is like walking on a tightrope.
Exactly. Yeah. And we chose for it ourselves. That's awesome.
Mm.
Thanks, Ajaan.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, B. Ravin from Bangkok.
Good evening, Rajan. Nice to see you again.
Yes, you've been away, huh?
I was away last week. My sister was hospitalized, so I was visiting the hospital, but she's discharged now.
She's a doctor herself, isn't she?
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Okay.
So, Prajan,
you should use
yeah.
an example to remind yourself that this can also happen to you. Every time you see a sick person, you say, it can happen to me. You see a dead person, you say, oh, it can happen to me also. And it makes it more immediate, more real. And it forces you to examine yourself whether are you ready for this or not.
Yes. Contemplation.
Yeah, if you're not ready, it means you have to do more meditation. Your defilement is still rejecting this truth. Your defilement doesn't want to accept it. So you have to use mindfulness to weaken your defilement.
Yes, I think it's like a 3-step process. Mindfulness strengthens my concentration, and then when I meditate better, I find it easier to accept sickness and death. But only at the moment where my concentration is at its strongest. I realize this because after I come out of meditation, it weakens, and then after a while, I go back to being normal again. So I need to do more meditation.
You'll find that you have to do all day long eventually if you want to be able to control your defilement.
So defilements are very good at kind of evading our concentration.
They're working 24 hours a day, defilement. They never stops. It's our Dhamma that keeps stopping. Our mindfulness and our wisdom keep stopping. Like a slow train, while the defilement are like a bullet train. It's acting very fast. So you have to work hard, mindfulness and meditation and contemplation in order to be able to catch up with your defilement.
Yeah, they're very, very hard to control, Prajan, but I can at least seek solace in the fact that if I meditate, I know that at least for that moment, they're gone temporarily.
Yes, you have to do more. Okay, any question?
Actually, I was going to ask you regarding death contemplation. Is it possible? I know, I think it's very difficult, but is it possible to contemplate too much on death to the point where we kind of neglect life and just don't look after ourselves well enough?
Yeah, sometimes you want to kill yourself, and that's overdoing it. And you have to stop. You contemplate to teach your mind to accept that, not to kill, not to make death happen. So when you get to the point where there's no point living anymore, so I might as well kill myself, then this is your defilement thinking, not Dhamma thinking. Dhamma is for you to be ready for death when it comes, that's all. If you start to feel negative about it, then you should stop and you should practice meditation to calm your mind down. And then after your mind is calm, then when you come out, then you can contemplate more. So you have to use meditation to what you call smooth your mind, not to react negatively. I think there were stories in the Buddha's time that some monks commit suicide after they do too much death contemplation, I think. So someone said that you should, when you start to feel like that, you should stop, and then you should practice loving kindness toward your own self for you. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt your body.
So this goes the same with doing Dutanga, right? I mean, going into the forest and looking for wild animals. I mean, wouldn't that be kind of initiating harm to the body? or we take it in moderation?
That's for testing your mind, whether your mind is ready to accept the truth or not. See, if you're in a safe place, you don't know, because fear doesn't arise when you're in a safe place, right?
No, it
So you
doesn't.
have to go into a place where it's not safe for you, and then you can find out whether the fear will arise or not. If there's no fear, then it means you have wisdom, you have equanimity to remain calm and peaceful and not be affected by whatever is going to happen to your body. And that's only the last step for you to take. You have to be ready first to go find out whether you have actually this detached from your body. And if you don't go into a place where you're forced to give up your body, you don't know whether you're ready to give up or not. Yeah. But if you're in a dangerous place, and you feel that you might lose your body, so you find out that your fear comes from your attachment to your body. And if you want this fear to disappear, then you have to let go of your attachment. Instead of running away from the fear, the thing that caused you fear, you go toward them instead to prove that you're not fearful.
Oh yes, that's right. Like face it yourself.
Mm.
So that's the last step, Ajaan.
Yes. That's different from the middle path we talked about. The middle path is when you contemplate and your mind start to react negatively, then you should stop. And then calm your mind down first. Your mind doesn't have enough equanimity to accept the contemplation. So you have to stop the contemplation and then recharge your equanimity by meditation first. After you come out of your meditation, then recontemplate again until to the point where the mind starts to react negatively again, then you stop. The purpose
So
of
loving.
the purpose of doing a lot of contemplation is to not to forget the truth. That's it. But sometimes trying to do a lot of it can become negative, can cause negative reactions. So you have to stop temporarily and calm your mind down first. It means your mind doesn't have enough equanimity to continue with your contemplation, your investigation. You want to contemplate until you don't forget. It's always in the back of your mind that I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. It doesn't matter when or how, that's all. And once you have done that, then the next step is to go prove it to yourself whether you can accept it or not by going to the danger zone.
So accepting death, but not wanting it.
That's right.
So Prajan, this means that people who want to do euthanasia, it's a sin, right? This is defilements purely, nothing to do with
Yes.
mindfulness.
It's a craving for running away from the sickness of the body, the pain of the body. People don't want to live because the body becomes so painful. They don't want to experience the pain of the body. But if you practice meditation, and when you have painful feeling, you continue with your meditation, then your mind can remain calm with the painful feeling of the body. Then after that, when you get sick, you don't feel like want to kill yourself, to run away, because you can live with the pain, and you can still remain peaceful and calm and happy in the face of the painful feeling of the body.
So detaching the mind from the body.
Yeah, just merely acknowledging or accepting what's happening.
So Prajan, it goes back to being the three characteristics of existence, right? Since this body doesn't belong to us, whatever happens to it, we need to just let it be.
That's right, because it's impermanent. It's gonna die. That's it. Anything that rises will cease this one day. Will cease one day. Birth, aging, sickness, and death. Yeah. This is the path of the body. But we don't accept this. We want the body to continue on forever, right? And not getting old, not getting sick or, or death. Yeah.
That's the defilements.
That's right. When you have this defilement, when you come up face to face with aging, sickness, and that you become painful. You have dukkha.
And mental suffering is even worse than physical suffering, as
Oh
Prajan
yeah.
once told me.
Mhm.
Doesn't go away easily.
You have to practice. You have to practice mindfulness. When you come face to face with painful feeling, you can recite the mantra. If you stick to the mantra and be absorbed with the mantra, then the painful feeling won't come into your mind. You forgot about it, and then there will be no stress. That is being created by your craving for the painful feeling to disappear, because you forgot about the painful feeling.
Oh, okay. So we shift our focus away from it, so it doesn't
That's right.
bother us.
That's right. So it doesn't create this craving for the painful feeling to disappear. When there's no craving, there's no stress, no suffering in the mind. Then you can coexist with the painful feeling of the body. It's the stress in the mind that you cannot coexist with. You cannot live with it. But you can live with the pain of the body if you can keep your mind calm and no stress. And you use mindfulness to do this. All right. I think
Yes,
I'm there.
Prajan. I will try to observe this the next time I get painful feeling. I'll try and keep my mindfulness up.
Try not to reach for any painkiller and use mindfulness instead. Because
Yes,
the
Prajan.
pain, the real pain is in the mind, not in the body. The pain in the body is the minimal. The strong pain is in the mind, and you have to use the medicine for the mind, which is mindfulness and wisdom, to stop the strong pain, the stronger pain. The weaker pain, you can ignore it. You can live with it.
Yes,
Okay.
Prajan. Thank you
Right.
so much.
Next, Ricardo from Uruguay. Thanks for your information on Uruguay and Paraguay.
Okay. Hello, Tana-chan. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Because I
perfectly.
have. Okay, thank you for your session, and nice to know that you're well. I have two questions. The first one relates to the walking meditation every morning. I do like almost 4 kilometers walking and trying to be mindful all the time about every step, as you taught me, left, right, something like that. But today, while I was walking on the road, because it's a countryside right here, I heard I think there were snakes and fear came to my mind. And I was, first of all, I'd like to know more about Dutanga and what the monks do while walking long distances, and also yours, because I know I'm not ready to be accept the fear that comes out when I hear the snakes going near me. What should I do? Thank you. That's the first question.
Well, if you don't have the wisdom to accept that death is natural for the body, then you cannot stop it. Then you first have to use mindfulness to stop your fear by reciting a mantra, Bhutto, 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 and forget about the snake. Once you have forgotten about the snake, then the fear will disappear.
Okay. Okay.
And then once you can calm your mind down, then you might want to teach your mind that the nature of the body is anicca, impermanent. Once it's been born, it will one day die. So if you can accept this truth, then you will have no fear. If you cannot accept it, then you still have fear. If you say, okay, I accept that if I'm going to be bitten by the snake, let it be, then the fear will disappear. But if you say, no, I cannot be bitten by the snake, then you still have the fear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The second question is what some monks call, and I have experienced, the sound of silence. Sometimes when I meditate, and sometimes when I do even go walking, I can like hear on the background, on the very background of everything, the silence, like a silence that is there. But I don't know if that's correct. Should I experience that? Should I get rid of it? What do you
You
suggest,
should just leave it
please?
alone. Leave it alone. If it comes, let it be. If it doesn't come, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Your goal is to keep the mind merely knowing, that's all. That's the purpose of the practice. Just be merely knowing of anything, and then let go of your attachment to them. Don't react to them. Let them come and go of themselves.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Because everything is not under your control. Yeah. So if you want to control them, when you could not control them, then you can get suffering or stress. I'm trying to control them. But if you don't control them, then you won't have any stress. Let them come and go as they like. This is true with everything. This is the whole purpose of our practice, is to let go of everything. Don't manage, don't control. Just let everything be.
Contemplate.
Let the weather be, let the money be, let the people be, let your body be, let everything be. And just be merely knowing, that's all. No reaction.
In Spanish should be lo que será, será.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay.
I think maybe this is from a silent Buddha. Maybe one of the Spanish might have become a silent Buddha. He knows the truth, but he could not teach the truth to other people.
Yeah.
So he just tells, just to let go and let everything be.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Even the dog barking.
Yeah, anything. Just let everything be. Be
Right.
really knowing. That's the function of the mind, just knowing. No reaction. Reaction is the function of a defilement of a self, of
mm,
a self. Yeah.
mhm. Okay.
So you want to go back to the true nature of the mind, which is the knowing element. It only knows. It doesn't have to do anything. It just know. Then there will be no suffering. But as soon as it react with defilement, then it's creating suffering in itself.
Mm.
All right.
Thank you, Tana-chan.
And you need to practice the
Be well.
mindfulness. You need to practice the mindfulness to make the mind just to be merely knowing. And then you use wisdom
I'm
to
do
remind, and then you use the wisdom to remind yourself to remain knowing and not reacting.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Be well.
Thank you. Next, Belinda from Singapore.
Good evening, Dhamma. I'm merely knowing.
Okay, good then. That's the
Uh,
best. That's the best way to be. Just be merely knowing, no craving.
and
Okay,
knowing craving arise and just knowing it.
and just don't follow your craving. Let it rise and cease by itself.
Mhm.
When you crave for a cup of coffee, don't go after the coffee. Then the craving comes and go. Then you won't need to go after the cup of coffee.
Mm. I think that the we talk about fear and we talk about unwise courage, like some the samurai warrior, they
Mm.
they, they kill themselves.
Okay.
That fine line, that tightrope that you talk about. Mm.
It's how the defilement swing from love to hate. When you love the body, you're afraid of losing the body. When you hate the body, you want to kill it. You want to get rid of the body.
Mm.
The Dhamma path is in between. The middle path is in between love and hate of the body. Just merely understand the body and leave the body alone. Okay.
Thank you, Danja.
You're welcome. Next, Tommy from Australia.
Namaskar.
How are you?
I'm good. A bit tired. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning here.
Okay. Almost 10 here. Okay, so you're 4 hours ahead of us.
Yes, yes. How's things at Wat Yan?
Normal, usual. Monks go to Mindabad, have food. Many people come and give food. Just everything just normal. Nothing special, nothing, no crisis, nothing.
Good. Okay. I don't really have many questions tonight.
All right. How long do you stay at Wat Mapjan as a monk? How many parsam?
About over a year.
Over a year.
And then I come back to Australia.
At Wat Mapjan, did they require that you have to become a pakao for a year first or not?
6 months.
6 months. Okay. And then you can then directly become a monk, or you have to be a novice first.
Have to be the Nen first.
And then first, 6 months.
Depends, 6 months to a year.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
You feel being discriminated because you're a foreigner and you have to go through this?
Yeah,
Because
Thai monk.
Thai monks don't have to do it.
Because they have temporary monks there.
Mm.
So they come for 1 week, they ordain before you.
Yeah.
You get to wash their feet after arms around.
Well, once you become a monk, you have to respect them.
Yeah.
It's a good practice of humility. Get
Yeah.
rid of your ego. That's the purpose of requiring you to become a pakao and a novice before you can become a monk. To
Yeah.
teach you humility.
Yeah. I don't have much of that.
What, ego or humility?
Humility. Actually, I just thought of something. Maybe like 3 or 4 weeks ago, everyone was talking about their dreams, but my my internet cut out when I was talking to you, so I didn't get to tell you. I had a dream that I was the first person to convince you to leave Wat Yan to go on TO. And we're in the car, and I look in the rear view mirror, and you look like very radiant and shiny. Uh, look like Lumpur Satin. He was like very bright in the face, and you were 91 years old. And I said, Ajaan, where are we going? And you said, oh, we'll go to Pra Alex's monastery. So I don't know. I don't think my ability is very good, but I never got to tell you my dream.
Yeah. Dreams are dreams. They're not real.
Yeah. I guess if you believe one, you have to believe them all.
The Buddha said you have to use Kalama Sutta. Before you can believe anything, you have to prove it to be real first.
Can you expand on that?
Everything that you come across, don't believe it until you can prove that it is to be true. Whatever people say or tell you, you shouldn't believe them right away. Shouldn't be gullible. But you shouldn't be neglecting them either. You just stay in between. Don't believe or have any disbelief. Just wait for the time for you to be able to prove it to be true or not first before you can make your decision to believe or not to believe.
Actually, I had an interesting experience. Um, now it's been summer here, and where I live, it gets very hot, up to 43 degrees. Um, but then the other day we had a cool change, and oh, it was really nice. And I was walking Jongkrom, and I feel like somebody put the air conditioning on inside me. I feel like floating up and down the path. And then I had a strange thought. I just think like everything is a how do you say? It's like um it's not real. It's like everything is an illusion or like a mirage. Everything is liquid.
Everything is fluid, is flowing,
Yeah,
changing.
like
It's here for the
yeah,
moment, and
nature.
then a few moments later, it's gone. This is anicca. So you should not be attached to anything when you experience them. This will be
Yeah.
just be merely knowing them.
Like I feel like I heard this a million times, but then the experience of kind of seeing it on more refined level and seeing how I experience discontent and then straight away go out through the senses looking for something to cure the discontent. And but then even the senses they work by change. They are anicca. And then it's just like as the Satipatthana develop, I feel like I see it more clearly there. But then and now I'm just stuck with this this feeling I'm in the mirage.
It means for you to let go, not to be attached to them. If they are mirage, they are not real. No matter how good they are, they don't last forever. That's what it means.
Yeah.
The one thing that is real is emptiness, nothingness. That is not a mirage. It's always there.
I think it's hard to see that one.
Mm-hmm. You have to enter to jhana to see that.
Do you think is the present, people talk about the present moment, is that a real thing? Or is that more delusion?
Everything is like bubbles. They are real, but they don't last. They're like bubbles or mirage, like you say.
Does somebody in fourth jhana, do they experience present moment fully?
Well, they experience calm and contentment.
So it's not the present moment?
Well, we all live in the present moment, but our mind keep running away from it. That's all. So when we have mindfulness, we keep the mind in the present.
Does Arahant have sankhara?
Yes, they have the four namakanda are still there, but they're not used by the defilement anymore. They are used by the Dhamma instead. The Buddha had to use sankhara to give Dhamma talks.
But would there be like when I watch my thinking, it's like when I sit and my thinking come up, usually, like as far as I can tell, it's just greed, anger, and delusion, every thought.
That's because you're still driven by your defilement.
So what type of thought would Arahant have? Just pure Dhamma.
Pure Dhamma or compassion, the four Brahma Vihara behind the thoughts. Or rationality. They only talk about the truth.
I see.
And there's no craving or greed or delusion, thinking of themselves being something or somebody or such thing like that.
I was also thinking about avijja. Luang Por Panya say, until you get to Arahant, you're always operating from a position where you can't really see the problem because you're blinded by avijja. And yeah, I just contemplate what it'd be like not to have avijja. You know, I wonder how would you define avijja?
Not seeing the Four Noble Truths completely yet. The last part is being blocked by delusion still. The mind itself, the nature of the mind.
Mm-hmm.
You understand the nature of the body, you understand the nature of feeling. But once you get to the mind, you're still blind about the nature of the mind. You still want to control the mind, change the mind. You want to keep the mind peaceful and calm all the time. But then you eventually you realize the mind, just like the body, it still has anicca, dukkha, anatta.
I see.
So when you have this wisdom, then you get rid of all your avijja completely.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I have to move on. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Ajaan.
There's quite a lot of people waiting still.
Okay.
Next, Lynn from Indonesia.
Good evening, Tanajan. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
That's good. I'm happy listening. I don't have any questions tonight.
Okay. Intan, also from Indonesia.
Good evening, Prajan.
Yes, how are you?
I am fine, Prajan.
Okay. So you made reservation to come to Kaohsiung again.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm. I will stay for Thursday.
Good.
Uh-huh. After that, I stay 2 days at hotel.
Okay. What a difference.
Mhm. Ajahn, I want to ask Ajahn. Ajahn teach us how to take care of parents. Uh, my question to Ajahn, now my mom condition is like a child, and sometimes forget something and like dementia. So she don't understand she already eat or no. So mostly I decide for my mom what she should to eat or what she should to do. It is okay if I take care my mother like that.
Well, if she cannot think for herself, then you have to think for her.
Mm.
It's just like a child, you said.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. But you have to make her happy, though.
Oh yes. So
That's the
I just
goal. That's the goal is to keep her happy.
mhm.
Not
Yes.
not 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 do it and make her sad or unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The problem is my mother very like go outside and eat at restaurant. The problem when I'm atasila, I told my mom I fasting, I cannot eat, but my mom don't understand.
Well, this is the
Uh,
time. This is the time to practice patience with yourself.
mm-hmm,
Yeah. So
mm-hmm.
see whether you can keep the atasila and also still do take her to the restaurant.
So
You just
usually I don't want to order for myself. I just order for my mom. But
uh,
when my mom see I'm not eat, my mom also don't want to eat.
okay.
So after I said it's okay, I just eat 2 or 3 spoon. Now after that my mom want to eat. So
Okay.
it
If
break
you
my
have to do, if you have
Mhm,
to do it because you have to, not because you wanted to, then it's
mhm.
okay. It's
Oh,
no defilement.
mm. So is that a break my precept?
Breaking or not breaking, it doesn't matter as long as you don't follow your
Mhm.
defilement. The precept
Okay.
is there to stop your defilement. See?
Mhm,
And what you do is not defilement, then it doesn't matter
mhm,
whether you're keeping the precept or not.
mm.
You have
Okay,
to understand
understand.
the purpose of the precept. The purpose of the
Mhm,
precept is to stop your defilement.
mm.
But if you're
Okay.
doing it not because of your defilement, you're doing it for your mother, you're
Mhm,
doing it out of compassion, then there's no defilement.
mm.
But be very careful because sometimes your defilement can use it as an excuse also.
Yeah,
So you have to make
understand. Right,
sure
right.
you have to make sure whether it's your defilement or your compassion that doing
Mhm.
the thing.
Yeah, understand, Rajan.
Okay. I think there's a story about the Buddha when after his enlightenment, he went back to the palace to visit his wife, and
Mm-hmm,
he was accompanied by Sariputta or one of the
mm-hmm,
noble disciples, and he told them, when I meet my wife and she come and embrace me, you don't have to do anything. Let her do it,
mm-hmm,
because
mm,
she hadn't seen him for 6 years, and she felt
mm,
really attached to him. So
mm-hmm,
when she came across, she forgot that he was a monk, but she went
mm,
directly and embraced him. And the Buddha let her do it, because he didn't want to make her sad or disappointed. But he didn't do it because out of his desire to have her embrace him, anything like that. It's
mm-hmm,
not out of defilement, but it's out of compassion for her.
mm-hmm.
But then after she gained some normality, then he explained to her that you cannot do this to a monk.
Mm. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, understand, Rajan. Thank you, Rajan.
Next, Nining, also from Indonesia.
Good night, Ajahn. Ajahn, previously I told Ajahn that I am very energetic and fit, especially after meditation. Last Thursday, I had food poisoning and was vomiting. The pressure on my head was very strong. At that time, I asked myself, how if I die? Am I ready? Because from several experience of food poisoning, I never asked myself. But after learn from this Zoom, because at that time I'm very severe, I'm very painful. So I asked how if I die, am I ready? I said okay, that's fine. At that moment, a memory emerged, namely memories about my friend's problem that were confided in me. The memories appear alternately. After I vomited several times, I immediately felt healthy and energetic again. And then I went into my room and did sitting meditation for 1 hour. Actually, this is not my first time get food poisoning. Maybe almost 5 times in my and in this life. I wonder why, when I was experiencing very severe pain, the memory that come up was my friend's problem. Only my friend's problem at that time, Ajahn.
There's no need to know why.
Oh.
What you need to know is how to react to it, how to treat it. And it's just to just be merely knowing. Treat it as anicca, anatta, can come and go anytime it wants to. You don't have to know why. Know how to deal with it. That's what you should do. How should I deal with this dream? Just let it be. Let it come and go.
Actually, I'm very happy from that experience because, in fact, I have a very sensitive digestion, and that time I'm very I mean, I can be mindful and I'm ready for everything at that time.
As long as you're not suffer, then it's okay. If you're not afraid and you feel peaceful and calm, then it's okay.
Okay, okay, Ajahn. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Next, Kafai Lim, also from Indonesia or Malaysia, I forgot. Kafai. Can you unmute your microphone?
Yeah, I'm from Malaysia. No question, just listening for today. Thank
All
you.
right, good. Go to Vancouver and Sri and check. How are you?
Ajahn.
Greeting to Ajahn.
Ajahn.
Not feeling well.
Aging, sickness, and death. Huh? I mean, you're one step closer to death now. What follows sickness is death. Yeah. If you cannot heal the sickness, then you die.
Yeah.
You ready to die yet?
I don't know. Like you say, it's one thing to contemplate and the other, but
To
it's
face it.
another thing where it really happens.
Yeah.
But I remember you talked about like it doesn't matter how we die, like we die when we die, right? It doesn't really matter how we die. But yesterday I was also thinking about death, but I but for me I feel that it's different if you die like in your sleep peacefully and if you die, or compared to you die violently, like let's say being eaten by alive by an animal, isn't it different? No,
Well,
it's
the
mind.
result is the same. Death is the same. You stop
Without,
breathing. You stop breathing.
yeah, but the mind isn't it more disturbed when you die violently? Like,
It depends on how you prepared your mind for it or not. See. If you
uh,
prepare for it, then it's not. It's
it's
no
not.
different.
Oh, so Tapan, even like it's a violence death is no problem, right? Ajahn?
That's right. Sometimes you have to contemplate different way of the body could be killed. See.
Yeah.
Imagine the different ways that you could die in a car
Yes. Yes.
crash, in a plane crash, or
Yes.
eaten by wild animals, or
Yeah.
anything just or being cut up into pieces.
Yeah. Yeah. I try to do that. Like I'm trying to do a different ways, but I find the mind is kind of different. Like if it's like for example, eaten while you eaten like part by part or being tortured, is quite different than
Yeah, but you have no choice in real life. You,
That's right.
you just have to take whatever is given to you.
Yeah, I tried all the ways you talked about. I tried to think about airplane crash, accident, be eaten
You have to
alive.
take anything that comes to
That's it.
you.
Oh
You
yeah,
can
yeah.
you cannot choose. I don't want to die this way.
Yeah, you cannot choose. But I find that it's yeah, it's the feeling is different. Feeling is different. Like if I die this way, oh, it's kind of scary. But I guess you said the result is the same, right? It's true.
And the reaction is the same, just be merely knowing when it happens.
Mm.
Knowing
If you
that,
have equanimity, it doesn't matter which way you die, how you
Mm.
die.
Mm.
You still react the same way. You still remain merely knowing,
Oh.
accepting. Okay, okay. You wanna die this way? Okay. Accepting,
Mm. Because we don't get to choose, right?
Don't be choosy.
Don't be choosy. Okay.
Take whatever comes to you.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Thank you, Anajan.
All right.
I think
Thank
I
you.
wasn't at the contemplating death stage yet. It's just like the sickness.
You don't have to contemplate. You have the real thing for you to
Yeah.
look at. So
Yeah.
you see how you react to it now. You are you happy with it or you're not happy with it? If you're happy, then there's no problem. See? If you're
Yeah.
not happy, then that's the problem. Are you
I
happy or not when you're sick?
no, I try to, but not. Because
Okay.
I
Then
can
you have
feel
to
my
then you have to meditate more. Meditate. Use mindfulness to keep the mind calm. When the mind becomes calm, then it can be happy while your body is sick.
Mm. I can see is that a desire to get better, and that is
That's the one that causing you the suffering. See, that is
yes,
craving is the cause of suffering.
yeah.
You should have no desire, just take it as it comes and take it as it goes away. Let it come and go away by itself. I mean, you can treat it, you can take medicine and you can anything like that, but you cannot just expect it to go away suddenly. You cannot.
Or to get better.
Yeah, let it get better by itself.
Yeah. So
In
that's
the
my
meantime, just stay using mindfulness to keep the mind in equanimity. Then the mind can be happy in the face of sickness of the body. But you don't meditate, right? You don't use mindfulness. You use some other thing,
I
watching
use
TV or eating something to get your mind away from the sickness.
that is one way, but try to use Buddha, but it's kind of a challenge.
Yeah, you haven't practiced it long enough. You have to practice it first before you can use it in real time. in the real situation.
Mm. Ajahn, let's say if now I'm sick, if I be mindful, like mindful of the sick feeling, like, but then still feeling like the feeling
No,
is
no, you're mindful
correct.
of the mantra.
Okay.
Stop thinking. You want to stop thinking. You want to get your mind away from the body. Because every time you think of the body, you're creating cravings. You want the body to be well. So you cannot watch the body. You cannot watch the sickness. You have to get your mind away from it.
Okay. Yeah, that's what my confusion was. But sometimes if I feel it,
You can look at the body after you have after you have equanimity. Then you can look at the body and not reacting to it negatively. But right now, when you have no equanimity, you will react to the sickness of the body negatively. You want it to go away. You want it to disappear. And this will causing you stress in the mind. So you don't want to look at it yet. You can only look at the sickness after you have equanimity. Then you can use wisdom to teach the mind just to accept it. That the body is anicca. It changed from good to bad, from being well to being sick. And it's anatta, you cannot stop it. So all you have to do is accept it. When you look at the sickness, just accept it. Okay, welcome. Don't try to push it away. Welcome it, embrace it, like an old friend, like seeing an old friend.
Yeah, okay.
So but before you can do this, you have to have equanimity first. So you use mantra. Don't think about the body. Don't think about the sickness. Just keep butto, butto, butto until the mind becomes still and peaceful, and not being affected by the sickness of the body. Then you can then come out of meditation and then look at the body, look at the sickness, and say, "Oh, it's natural. It's anatta. Cannot stop it. Cannot prevent it. Cannot push it away. So just embrace it, accept it. But don't create any cravings for it to go away." Okay, I have to move on.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn. Looking for. Thank you.
Okay, Diana, next. Anjali, you might have to be brief with your question.
Namo Buddhaya, Ajahn Suchart. I'm just happy to have my Zoop up and running, and I got so much out of all this conversation. I'll have to listen. This has been a good talk. I can pass today.
Okay.
I'm getting all my answers, and I'll keep contemplating. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Mahesh, next is Mahesh. Hi, you're from California, right?
Yes, good evening, Tanajan.
Okay.
So I have been reporting on my progress. Like basically, I've been repeating Buddha as you suggested throughout the day. One thing is, and also I've read your book called My Way, your autobiography, and in that you say like you chanted before meditation that helped when you're before you became a monk. So I tried chanting also, and both like I chanted itipiso, and both during the like after the chanting and also like repeating Buddha, I got some headache, and also my head feels a little bit heavy or yeah. So like but it happened even on a couple of days. I'm getting slight headaches or heaviness kind of thing in the head when I'm doing.
From Buddha or from chanting or from both?
I really can't tell which one it is. Like I'll try stopping one and experimenting, but it's not a severe headache, but I think there is some headache and some kind of heaviness. Especially after the long, when I did the
it's your
long,
defilement reaction. Your defilement wants to think, and you're trying to prevent it from thinking, so it can react with causing you to have feel something in the body. But if it only happens during meditation, then you can ignore it.
not during the meditation, but I think afterwards, I feel
Afterwards,
like
you have a headache.
throughout the day there is some slight headache and also some heavy, fogginess or heaviness in the head, which is bearable, but then it's odd.
And if it just stay briefly and disappear, then you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
Maybe it's between the struggle between the mindfulness and the defilement that can cause this side effect.
Okay. Yeah. Also, when I did that Itipiso chant, first time I did for about 50 minutes. Like there is a YouTube video for about 108 chants, 108 repetitions. So I did that, and that was probably too much. It was clearly, I felt like there is a lot of difference in the head, and there is a lot of calmness also. After that, I did meditation. There is calmness. Not that there is mindfulness of, not that I'm coming back quickly from thoughts, but then there is a sense of calmness and all. But it was heavy on the head and all. I don't think I can do that long, so I'm reducing that. So, and the other question is about repeating Buddha throughout the day. Let's say when I'm listening to a Dharma talk or when I'm reading, is it possible to repeat Buddha during those times or in the
Well, you don't
background?
need
Or
to. You have to focus on what you do.
okay, and also when I'm about to go to sleep, let's say I'm in the bed, I'm trying to go to sleep. Is it recommended to repeat Buddha or not?
It's up to you. If you can go to sleep without repeating it, then you don't need it. But if sometimes your mind still keeps thinking about this and that, using the mantra can help stop your mind from thinking, and then let the mind go. Then the mind can go to sleep.
But will it cause the mind to go to sleep, or will it energize the mind, and then maybe I won't be able to sleep? That I'm not sure. Maybe I can try it out. But
I'm sorry, I don't mean the mind. I mean the body to go sleep.
right, yeah. But will repeating Buddha before sleep energize the mind too much that I won't be able to go to sleep, or usually that doesn't happen?
Well, if you're thinking about things that can make you not being able to sleep. But if you just recite Bhutto, this should be able to let you go to sleep because you forget about thinking. And then when you're not thinking about anything, the Bhutto will let you go to sleep, and then the Bhutto will disappear. Will stop.
Okay.
But if you find it that you cannot use the mantra to let you go to sleep, you can use it watching the breath instead. Just merely watching. If you can watch the breath.
Okay. So what is the best recommendation when I'm trying to go to sleep to do?
Well, you need to stop thinking, and how you do it, that depends on. Some people use mantra, some people use watching the breath, some people count sheep.
Okay.
The goal is to stop thinking about this and that, which makes your mind restless and agitated.
And when I'm third, I think one other question I had was on when I'm trying to repeat Buddha during the day. One thing is like engaging in chit chat with my wife. I see that it can disrupt that. So I'm trying not to engage in the chit chat as much, but then this can have an impact on the relationship and all. So uh, other than going the middle way, is that the session, or is there any way to engage in it? Yeah, any suggestions on
Well,
that?
ideally, the practice of mindfulness, such as reciting the mantra, as It's ideal for you to when you are alone, when you're not working or dealing with people. Yeah. When you have to deal with people, then you have to put them first, not your mindfulness practice. I mean, not your mantra. If you have to talk to your wife, then you have to stop reciting the mantra Bhutto and pay attention to what you have to say to her and listen to what she say. But when you're alone and you don't have to think, then you can use the mantra Bhutto to prevent your mind from thinking about something useless or something that can cause your mind irritation or restlessness.
So usually the reason I ask is uh, when I'm working from home on a couple of days and then also on the weekend, so there are like 4 days where I'm at home and I'm trying to do this. I see that a lot of this idle chat happens with my wife. So we're just talking about this, that, which are like, which we see as, they're not going to be useful, but then there is a temptation to engage in that idle chat from both of us. So, but if we stop, if I'm trying to stop that and trying to use Buddha, right, I think it is fine for me to engage in my practice, but I think my wife might get a little bit difficult for her. But I know it is idle chat. It's like we're just bringing up topics that are not going to happen, or right.
Well, you
So
have to come to an agreement with her first, and that you don't want to talk to her because you want to practice mindfulness. Or else she might get mad at you because she might think you're not interested in her anymore. So you have to come to an agreement. You have to make arrangement with her first. That I'm not going to talk to you today. I want to practice mantra Bhutto. Is that all right with you?
okay.
When you recite, practice mindfulness, that using mantra, it's meant for you when you're alone, when you don't have to deal with other people. When you have to deal with other people, you have to stop the mantra temporarily and then engage with people until you're finished with them. And when you're alone again, then you can use the mantra again.
Yeah, as I'm doing more of this mantra, I'm not able to do the idle chat. I'm not engaging in the idle chat as much. So that can cause a little
Yeah,
bit.
but sometimes you have to force yourself to do it because you still live with other people.
Yeah, even though we know it is an idle chat, we just continue and then engage in it, right?
And do as little as possible. You do more listening than do more talking. Just let the person let them say whatever they want to say, and you just keep listening.
Okay.
Just to make them happy, but don't have to do the chatting yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Thanajan. Yeah.
Next,
Yeah.
Dr. Piao and Indira. Is it cold in Toronto?
Good morning from Toronto, Ajaan. Yes, it's very cold.
Minus something?
Lots of snow.
So much snow. Taller than
snow.
young. Yes.
Yeah, it's done, I think, hopefully. But last 3 days, we had
It
lots
was
of
really bad. There were 2 days like we couldn't even get out. Like the roads were bad, really, really bad. But yeah, today was not too bad. They had cleaned so much, but still like mountains, in the
But
gardens.
you're not angry at the snow, though, do you?
No, it's really it's pretty and also
because there's no self in the snow, right? If
Yes.
somebody is pile a lots of snow in front of your house, you probably get angry at the person, right?
no, I use it as the Ajahn Brahm's truckload of dung. You use it for it's beautiful to look
Snow
at.
is a lot of nitrogen. Actually, it's good for the grass and my roses. So snow is poor man's fertilizer, they say.
So always something good to look at, Ajahn.
I'm saying that if you treat everybody like the snow, then you won't get angry at them.
Trying. Most difficult person is
Next to
me.
On the right.
Trying hard.
Just change your attitude, change your perception. Look at
Yes.
everybody as being snow or wind or
Yes.
flood.
Yes. Yes, Ajaan. Yes. Actually, to be honest with you, after we started your Zoom sessions, listening to you and, like your wisdom, like it has helped us so much in our practice. So we're so grateful to you, Ajaan.
I'm happy to help, really. That's why I'm here.
It's good to could fine tune our practice.
Yes. We were always practicing, but there were a lot of things like
corruptions.
Yes.
Not quite understand yet.
Yes.
You have a lot of knowledge. I can see you
He
read
has a
a
lot
lot.
of knowledge.
Yeah.
He has a lot of knowledge.
A
Me,
lot
no.
of, yeah.
I don't have too much knowledge. I love the practice. He loves a lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
But I think you kind of fine-tuned both of us and put us to the path. So we are very grateful. Yes.
You need the practice to be able to understand it clearly, completely.
Yeah.
Through you.
You have to travel to know where you are on the road, but you just can't study your map, as you said before.
And think that you are there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Thank you so much. There are a lot of people
You're
waiting.
welcome.
Let you go.
Thank you. Teruan Saranai.
Okay. Next, Sulan from Singapore. Hi, how are you?
Hello, Ajahn. I'm good. Yeah. Are you well enough to go for Pindapat?
I go every day. I still go. But instead of walking, I'm not sitting on a golf cart.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
cannot walk for long because I get back pain.
Mm.
So I have to sit and do the bindabat by sitting.
Oh, okay. Because I don't really see your videos on Pindapat anymore. So I thought how is your body condition? Yeah.
No, it's okay. I can still do everything normally except standing or walking for a long distance. Not long, maybe for 5 minutes. Standing or walking, I can get painful. I have to stop. I have to sit down.
Okay.
But after sit down for 1 or 2 minutes, the pain goes away, and then I can do some more walking.
Mm. Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah.
But sitting, I can sit. I'll be sitting here for hours and not feel any pain at all.
Oh, that's even better. Yeah. Can sit more.
Sitting or lying down, no pain. But standing or walking, the back start to become painful.
Yes.
That's the way it is. Aging. I just accept it as part of aging.
Okay. Next time, if I get the chance to be old, I shall remind myself of that too.
Yeah. Just try to live with it, embrace it. Don't try to deny it. When you deny it, then you can feel terrible. All right, you have any question?
Yes, I have a question. Yeah, actually, it's related to today's topic as well. Like last night, I had a dream about separation with my loved ones due to death. And in my dream, I wanted to kind of reconnect with them in future lives and all that, and wishing them to be well. Then when I wake up, I realized that, even this craving is also a hindrance. Maybe that's also why, we get trapped in samsara because, have that desire for them to be well and wanting to be with them again. So how can we transform this kind of thought into a skillful one? Yeah, because it's also very tough to like will, like it's not possible to will this craving away. Yeah, it's very deep seated. I realize. Yeah.
You just have to to see the impermanent nature of people and things. That everything that rises will cease one day. Nothing lasts forever.
Yeah.
When you see this, then you you cannot resist the truth. You just have to accept the truth.
Mm.
Then you will not have any craving for anything or anybody, because you know you don't get it anyway. You can crave for it, and the only thing you can get is suffering for your mind.
Mm. What about the craving for their well-being then? Yeah.
Well, nobody is always well, right?
Yeah.
Everybody is subjected to aging, sickness, and death.
Mm.
But you can crave for their mind to be well if they practice Dhamma. If they can become enlightened, then the mind will always be well, but not the body. The
Mm.
body will always have to suffer dukkha.
Mm. Oh, because I remember there's the Buddha has one disciple who wanted to deliver his mom from hell. Yeah, to kind of help his mom to be better and all that. Then
Sometimes you can, sometimes you cannot. So you have to do what you can, and what you cannot, then you just have to accept that.
okay. Mm. Yeah. Okay. I will reflect on this.
Yeah, impermanent, anicca. Everything is anicca.
Mm.
You, me, and everybody in this room is anicca. One day will be gone from the surface of this earth.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah, correct.
Nothing lasts forever. Okay? Just teach yourself this way. Look at everything this way. And when things happen, then you won't feel sad. Because you won't have any craving for them to return or not to disappear. Because you cannot do that.
Yeah. Even if we know there's the concept of rebirth, it's ignorant of us to think that next time we can reunite and all that, right?
Yeah, unite to be separated. See. You have to look at the whole story. You only think of half of the story. Be united and be happy forever, but that's not the truth. Is it? Be united so that you can be separated again.
Yes. True.
So you won't crave for anything, because whatever you crave for, you're gonna have to lose it. Once you got it, after a while, you have to lose it again. So why crave for anything? Crave for suffering. You're craving for suffering. You're craving for dukkha, because everything is impermanent. Everything don't last.
Okay.
So don't crave. Just let things be.
Okay.
Be contented with whatever you have. That's all you need to do.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Sadhu.
Last person in the room, Gary. You have any question?
Good evening, Ajaan. I'm here just to pay respect to you. No
Okay.
question.
Thank you. Next, Kunju.
กราบ
Question?
นมัสการท่านอาจารย์ค่ะ We have 9 questions this evening, and the first 5 questions are from Assistant Gmail. The first question is from Matilka from Cambodia. Question 1. Can Ajahn please advise about any rules or guidelines we should follow when doing a solitary retreat? For example, is it best to avoid any reading of Dhamma texts and Dhamma talks and focus solely on formal meditation practice?
If you can do that, if you can concentrate on just meditation practice only, that's good. But if you cannot, then you can also read some Dhamma books to maybe help you to understand better how to practice properly.
Should we try to gather all food, water, and supplies beforehand so we don't need to leave the spot we're using for solitary retreat?
If you can do that, that's good.
Are there any guidelines we should keep in mind when we do solitary retreat?
Be mindful all the time and meditate as much as possible.
The next 4 questions are from Yeti.
Question 1. Is the state of samadhi the same as the state of emptiness?
Well, samadhi is calm or stillness of the mind. And when the mind becomes still, it enters into emptiness. So I'm not sure whether it's the same thing or not, but it's part of it.
The next question. How do we stay longer in samadhi?
Do more mindfulness.
What happens when the citta separates from the body?
You have to experience it yourself to find out.
The next question. My daughter likes to eat meat, but she has constipation problem. So my goal is for her to eat meat once a week only and eat it in the morning. How to give her advice and deal with such teenager child?
I haven't had a teenager child myself, so I cannot give you advice on this.
The next questions will be from Facebook, and the first one is from Lee Tekwa. Hi, Ajaan. I find myself living a life of full anxiety. Can Ajaan please advise how can I get rid of my anxiety?
Because you're you don't want to accept things as they are. See? You want things to be the way you want them to be, and that's not possible because things they just happen and they are what they are. So you have to change your attitude toward things. Take things as they come. Don't be choosy. Don't have any craving for things to be according to what you want. You have to take things as they come. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be.
If I continue to live my life with anxiety and I die living such life, will I likely be reborn with a life full of anxiety again?
Yes, it's a habit that will go with your mind.
The next question is from Angeline. What do we need to do towards liberation path?
Follow it. The Noble Eightfold Path. Follow it.
The last question is from C. Ratnan. Ajaan, can one who hasn't reached the fourth jhana can gain jnana vipassana?
Well, I don't know. Normally you have to have jhana first before you can then develop wisdom and gain this jhana, vipassana jhana.
That is all, ka.
Okay. Thank you for your question. Thank you for your company. I hope this meeting is useful for you and will help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, be mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Dhamma.
Dhanaja.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you, Admin. Thank you,
Bye.
Admin.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Annie. And
Amin.
goodbye,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you,